What's up, everybody? How are you doing? How you feeling? How you coolin'? How you killing? Welcome to chat. Welcome to stream. How is everybody doing today? Hi, guys. I'm here. I'm chilling. Welcome. First of all, shout out to Crisis is Bad, Beer and Easy Pie, and P-Tit Bijo for the being first in the Twitch chat. Everybody else, hey, what's up? I really am happy with how I've gotten the lighting the last like 2 streams. I fuck with it. I hung up my Zelda map, my Breath of the Wild map. Wait, where is it? Over there. So I got that up. So we're chilling. We have a stacked board, but I'm gonna change. I just can't keep talking to these goddamn capitalists. They never know what the fuck they're talking about. So I'm gonna change that to just this. I don't feel like dealing with fucking capitalists today. We have a stacked board to debate. So if anybody wants to debate, call-in lines are open, 219-327-8005. I went live early, so I don't have a call-in screener yet, but they'll be here later. Oh boy, I'm also having a really weird fucking brain day. So like, if I crash out early, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Just let it be, let it live, let it rock. Like I straight up, I'm just like having such a weird brain day today. But what's up? We're here to tell conservatives that they smell bad and look bad and are bad. That's what we're doing today. Loving these later streams. Yeah, me too. Tomorrow will be an early stream. Tomorrow I'm probably gonna stream at like 11. But today we're doing like a later stream. Yeah, I finally moved. 1 and 3 are basically just the same thing. Well, you know what? What if I make it... Let me think. What if I make it... Was I MAGA hunting last night? No. So you're gonna say they're ugly? Most MAGA people are ugly. No good reason. No. I don't fucking know, dude. Do your headphones change color? Yeah, I just tend to keep them blue, although I probably shouldn't because it'll clash with the blue background. Although it's a little washed out, so you can't really tell what color they are currently. No good reason. I'm over here now just thinking, like, what the fuck do I make this? No good reason to be right wing. No good reason to be conservative is kind of good. Because, like, what the fuck is you conserving? What are you conserving? I haven't heard a single conservative value that I'm like, yeah, that's important to maintain. Yeah, why not? Why the fuck not? Like, can y'all think of one good? Did I move yet? I did. Well, yeah, there's still a bunch of stuff in my old house, but I ran out of money to keep paying for the U-Haul, so I'll have to do it later this month. That's why I gave myself a month of lead time. Speaking of that, if you want to support the show, guys, Cash App and Venmo are on the screen. Super chats are appreciated. Tips are appreciated, never required. I know you guys have asked me multiple times to put my new house wish list on my link tree, but I just don't. I don't like. I don't. You know. I just don't. Okay. Fuck. Leave me alone, chat. Trump's immigration policy is immoral, but that would be unfolded under no good reason to be MAGA. This is what you got to think. I always try to make the topics broad, but that can have multiple little individual topics within them. You know what I mean? So right now, I think this is what we do. I would love to talk theism for a little bit. I'd love to talk abortion for a little bit. I'd love to talk any of these, truly. Ugh. We did the capitalism one yesterday, but like, I'm gonna be honest, somebody telling me that we needed capitalism because of washing machines just made me like crash out. Like, I can't, what the fuck? Jovan, hello. Hello. You said 8? No. No, I didn't. I said, oh yeah, I did. But to be fair, the YouTube schedule was 7. And that has been set at 7 since like noon. So that's on you guys. Yeah, no, my bad. My bad, homie. Well, if anybody wants to stream, I think it's Winnie is gonna screen today, so Winnie will be here. I can't wait. I'm gonna get a second camera hooked up for my piano, so that way, like when I want to play piano, I can like switch over, and I'm gonna hook the piano up to the computer. I can't wait to do all that. Like I got a lot of plans. I got a lot of plans. I got a lot of plans. And not a lot of actions. Bum, 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 bum. Skibidi-bop-bop-bop-bida-bow. Okay. Okay. Winnie's just screening right now, and then we'll bring up the people that want to, you know, that we're going to debate. Sorry, I got focused on something. My bad. Y'all got to catch me when I start doing that. You think Republicans will ever learn? No. The Republicans haven't been able to learn since Reagan. Let's be so for real here. Y'all watched the video today with the therapist? That one dropped today. Classic Jovan Bradley debates. More like Jovan Bradley debunks. Do you guys know I'm running a toy drive for the kids? Did you know that? No, as a musician, you would not love to see me play. Dude, I'm so bad. I play piano like people play guitar. I just know chords, and I know how to make a chord sound like a chord, and I just play in the rhythm of the song. I'm very bad at it. Speaking of, that's what I need to add to my thing to get his new foot pedal. Hey, Foxy Grandpa, thank you for resubscribing with your Amazon Prime over on Twitch. Yeah, the therapist one left me on like... I still can't believe that shit, dude. How are you gonna call in and go, yeah, I'm a therapist, so I can talk about this, but I'm a massage therapist. I'm a massage therapist. Yeah, I'm trying to post all the videos. You know, trying to post any videos of debates. I'm rewriting the Bugs Life script, so I just wasn't happy with it. I had like recorded it too. I completely recorded that video, and I just was watching it back, and I'm like, I'm not happy with this. I'm not happy with the script. I'm not happy with how this turned out. So I've decided to rewrite the Bugs Life script. And then remember, the Trump pardon script, I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll just make it a series of like TikToks. Cause like, how the fuck do you write a video about how crazy his pardons are when every week he has a crazier one? That call on the Charlie Kirk funeral guy call being back to back was wild. Yeah, wasn't it? Okay. We can finally get to a debate. All right. We're going to bring up our first guest. First coming up onto the show is Johnny. Now, Johnny is MAGA and thinks there's a good reason to be MAGA. So let's see. Johnny, if you can hear me, please provide me your age and pronouns. Okay, now, Johnny, you think there is good reason to be MAGA. Is that correct?
Is that I think that two people can have a debate civilly, and so you go from there, sir. Absolutely, you can go from there.
Okay, Johnny, when it comes to MAGA, what would be the good reasons to be MAGA?
Oh, like I explained in the queue, like you call it a queue, like a questioning beforehand. I explained to the person who I spoke with. I don't know if it's female or male. I don't want to assume their pronouns, but whoever I spoke to, I told them that the best thing MAGA's doing right now, or Trump, make America great again, or greater than it already is that we need to the deportation of the criminals among the illegal immigrants going back to Mexico, or really it's all of them. They could be considered criminals if you come over here legally and not by the due process of law that's already set in place. So, and then they could go over there and deal with their criminal issues and then come back legally, and that would be okay. But now, it's just not good, I don't think.
Okay, do you think everyone should be deported or just people with criminal charges and convictions?
Everyone. I really, you know what? I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it. I think everyone, because that's what we're doing. But like I said, they could go over there, come back legally, just like my ancestors did. When my ancestors came over here from Ireland, I don't sound Irish, obviously, but I do have Irish blood in me, very predominantly, of course. But they come over here legally. They came over on the boat, okay, from Ireland, and they came in and they did the proper paperwork, and they didn't just, come over here for whatever reason. They had a reason to do that.
So
and
what's the proper process they should be doing?
They should go to the border, to the border, ICE or whoever runs it, the Department of Homeland, whoever, who runs it, the people that run the top people, they should go, they should fill out the proper paperwork. I don't know what that is, they know what it is.
Okay, you don't know what the proper paperwork
they know what
is.
to do. But also another thing I think too is that there should also be deportation of Negroes or niggers who wore cat ears as yourself. So, but that's another topic for issue. But have a good night.
Did you expect that to be funny?
Piece of shit, bitch. Fuck you. Go back to Africa, motherfucker.
You covered your microphone, stupid. Oh, we don't do that here. No. We're gonna call you back. We don't play the scared game here. Sorry, I don't play the scared game here. We're gonna call him back.
Please leave your message for.
Why aren't you answering your phone, scaredy cat? Should I call back? I'll call back. I'll hang up and call back. Don't be scared. Let's hang up and call back. Call back? Don't be a pussy. If you're gonna call in, don't be a bitch. Let's see.
Hey, I'm here. Sorry, we got disconnected there. Yeah,
we didn't get disconnected. You
absolutely.
hung up. We didn't get disconnected. We didn't get disconnected. You were a punk bitch and you hung up the phone because you're a scaredy cat.
Oh, okay.
Don't be scared.
Go back
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
You're
very scared.
Buddy.
You're very scared. You're terrified.
You're
terrified. Do you know how I know you're terrified? Do you know how I know you're terrified? And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mute you so that you're forced to sit here. And if you hang up, I'm just going to call back. Do you know how I know you're terrified? Because instead of having a conversation and having an actual debate, you crashed out into a slur. That's how I know you're terrified. If you're talking right now, I can't hear you. I muted you. So why don't you not be scared? I don't give a fuck what you call me. Have the actual conversation. Don't be a scared little bitch now that you got called out on it. So are you willing to have the conversation, or are you going to just continue to be a scared little bitch?
Not a slur.
Oh, are you going to have the conversation, or are you scared?
Let's have a conversation. All right, let's have a conversation.
Great. Let's have a conversation. Sorry. Don't be scared. Defend Trump's immigration policy. Do it.
I will defend the Great White Hope. Okay, I'll defend the Great White Hope.
Great. It's not the question I asked you. I said defend his immigration policy.
Well, he's the Great White Hope of the immigration policy.
I don't give a fuck. Defend the policy itself. Defend the policy itself.
The Great White Hope, the policy itself.
Are you afraid to defend the policy itself?
All the Mexicans should be.
Are you afraid to defend the actual policy? State. Is that what I'm hearing? You're afraid?
Yeah, I'm afraid of Mexicans because they're terrorists. Yeah, I'm afraid that they're taking over this country.
Why did Donald Trump pardon somebody who trafficked 400 billion tons of cocaine into this country?
Who was that? Who's the name of that? What's her name? But looking it up. Don't look it up now. Who tell me right offhand? Don't look it up.
It was the ex-president of Honduras. I don't know his name. It was the ex-president of Honduras.
Well, you should know his name though.
Why?
But you should know that.
Why should I know his name?
If you know all these things.
Wait,
why don't you know his name?
All you need to tell me is why did he pardon him? Why did he pardon him if you want these people
you sound scared. You sound upset.
Who's scared? Answer the question. Answer the question. Don't be scared.
Okay.
Answer the question.
Okay, I know. We're both.
Can you answer the question? Can you answer the question?
Okay.
Can you answer the question?
What is it? Yes.
So answer it.
No, repeat it. Repeat it again.
The question. No, I'm not going to repeat it. I already said it 4 times. Answer the question. Can you do that? Or are you scared? Can you answer it? Can you answer the question? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Can you answer the question? No, you can't. Are you too scared to answer the question?
Shit. No, get all the beaners out of them. Yeah, get them all out of here.
Are you going to answer the question that was asked you? Yes or no?
Yes. Why should they get it? Because they're all criminals.
It's not the question I asked you. Can you answer the question I asked you? Yes or no?
Yes.
So
I'm going to answer right now.
So do it.
Okay.
I'm waiting.
Okay.
Waiting.
Okay. Why should Trump?
Still waiting. Nope, wasn't the question I asked you. I don't care about why should Trump. I asked you a very specific question and I muted you because you're too fucking worried to answer it. So can you answer the question that I actually asked you, which is, why did he pardon the ex-president of Honduras who trafficked in 400 tons of cocaine into the United States? Why did Trump pardon him? Give an answer. Do you have one? I'm waiting.
Because he was a good man. That's why he pardoned him.
So a good man traffics 400 billion tons of cocaine?
No, the president.
Sorry, answer the question I asked you. A good man traffics 400 tons of cocaine into the United States. That's a good man.
Well, you don't know. You don't know the full story, though.
No. Don't be a little bitch now. Don't run away from it now. Does a good man? He was convicted. With
yes, a good man. I truly believe. No, I do.
You believe that a good man. You believe that a good man. I'm sorry, I'm going to mute you again because you're stupid. You believe a good man traffics 400 tons of cocaine into the United States. That's what you believe. You believe that's a good man. You're standing on that. You're going to actually stand on that, or are you going to be a bitch and run away from it? Are you standing on that?
Are you going to be a bitch?
Are you standing on that?
Are you standing on that? Keep being a nigger.
Okay, I'm going to mute you again. I'm going to mute you again until you answer the question. Are you standing on that? He trafficked 400 tons of cocaine and Trump pardoned him. You're cool with that. I just want to know yes or no. You're okay with this? Yes or no? That's all I want to hear.
Yes.
Great. That's what I thought. See ya. All you got to do is fucking admit it. That's fine. Crazy. Absolute cinema. So this is the proof for all the MAGA in the chat. This is the proof about what your party is, just so you know. This is your party, by the way. Anyway, where's this on the leaderboard of crash outs? It's low. It's very low. Anyway, if any MAGA wants to defend Donald Trump's use of cocaine, of pardoning a dude that 400 tons, yes, 400 tons of cocaine. That's how much he trafficked into the United States. If anyone wants to defend that, now would be the time. Also, if you're like, damn, Jovan, you got called the N-word a bunch. Let me if you're trying to support the stream, Cash App and Venmo are on the screen. If you want to support the stream for me having to listen to some dude try to throw a bunch of slurs, not that I give a fuck what these fucking bitch ass callers have to say. Anyway, let's bring in the next guest, shall we? Maybe the next guest can actually fucking hold up a conversation. Racists can face the wall. True. Holy shit. True. All right, let's bring up the next person. Next up is going to be Tidrow. Tidrow also. Well, we're going to find out if Tidrow is MAGA. Tidrow, if you can hear me, please provide me your age and pronouns.
I can hear you. Age is 43. Pronouns, I don't care.
Okay, so whatever I want to give them to you?
Whatever you want to call me is fine with me.
Okay, no problem. She, her. Tidrow, are you MAGA?
No.
Then I don't understand what you're calling for. I'm a little confused.
Because you said that there's no good reason to be MAGA, and I think that that's an incorrect statement.
What good reason could there possibly be to be MAGA?
Well, I think that he is addressing, not doing anything for, but addressing a segment of the population that was just forgotten, that was neglected.
Sorry, what segment is that?
The population that is never activated to vote, and he's gotten them involved in politics.
Sorry, what segment? What segment was forgotten?
Just general average blue collar.
How are blue
collar turnout, and I think that they've been underrepresented because of their lack of voting.
Sorry, how were blue collar people just forgotten about in the voting system?
Oh, I mean, I don't think that any political party necessarily addresses their needs. I think Democrats have
What are their needs?
gone away from their support of unions, and I think that Republicans tend to always do things just for their own betterment or for
Sorry,
corporation
I'm a
goods. I
little
think
confused. I'm a
Democrats
little
also
confused.
started supporting that
Hold on.
quite a bit.
Titter, I'm a little confused. What are their needs specifically?
What are whose needs?
This group of people you say is underrepresented. You said their needs are being ignored. What are their needs?
Well, I mean, a lot of them need better jobs.
How has Trump addressed this?
He's addressed it by imposing tariffs and trying to bring manufacturing back to the country.
He hasn't brought manufacturing back to the country.
I said he addressed it. I didn't say he fixed it.
Addressing would mean that he's working on fixing it. You just mean he talked about it?
Yeah. No, I think that there definitely has been cases where
tariffs haven't led to an increase in manufacturing. Tariffs have not led to a positive increase in manufacturing.
Are you going to let me defend what you said?
Yeah, I'm just, where are you getting the numbers that tariffs have led to an increase in manufacturing?
Well, I'm trying to tell you. Keep cutting me off, though. So there's corporations that are bringing manufacturing back to the United States. I don't think this necessarily is going to help them. I think that bringing the manufacturing back now is just timingness, because most of these processes are going to be automated at the point when these plants are actually built. But it is bringing manufacturing back in the United States. Companies are realizing that the labor savings are gone.
Numbers that the manufacturing
Apple
jobs
has reinvested and is bringing manufacturing. A large portion of their manufacturing back. You're seeing foreign automakers are opening more plants in the United States, so final assembly point is going to be inside the country. There definitely are some jobs. Do I think that he did it in the right way? No, I think he did it like an absolute moron. Trumpetto does everything like an absolute moron. But there is a need for that, and people see that, and they want to believe that it's going to help them, and therefore they're activated.
Okay. What source are you using to show that manufacturing jobs are up? Because since Donald Trump took second...
I did not say a manufacturing judge. I don't know why you're putting words in my mouth, my guy.
Hold on. Wait, great. Then let's just address the elephant in the room. Manufacturing jobs are lower currently. They've gone down. We've lost manufacturing jobs.
Did you actually listen to what I said, or did you just read the next item on your tree of what you had to say?
I listened to what you said, and what you said...
Okay, so what did I say? So what did I say about manufacturers?
Sorry, do I get a chance to speak now?
Sure.
Okay, great. You said that what was happening is these companies were reinvesting in manufacturing jobs, but you've provided no evidence of that happening.
That's not what I said.
Yes, it is what you said.
No, I said that companies are reinvesting and bringing manufacturing back to the United States.
Wow, so exactly what I just fucking said, stupid.
No, you didn't. You said manufacturing jobs.
Well, what would manufacturing being brought back include? It would include an increase in manufacturing jobs. Are you dumb?
All right, take it easy, my guy. And
did you wake up today to be stupid? Did you wake up today to be stupid, or no? You're not going to run the show here, my guy. I hate to break that to you.
You're just going to say things that I didn't say. Put things in my mouth. I'm going to actually provide like source information. Manufacturing is down. More factories have closed. So no matter what these companies reinvest in, they're not going to raise the jobs. The jobs are gone. That's a direct result of Trump's policies. Is that we've lost manufacturing jobs. Manufacturing jobs have closed. Manufacturing plants have closed. You're claiming, well, these companies are going to reinvest in manufacturing. Where is the reinvestment? Is it my turn?
Yeah, if you want to actually answer the conversation.
Yeah, like I said, corporations are reinvesting in manufacturing, meaning that they're building plants within the country. These are processes that take 5 to 10 years typically. So you wouldn't see any rise in jobs for 5 to 10 years. Just because a company is reinvesting in building a plant doesn't mean that it's ready overnight and that job numbers are changed in 9 months due to it.
Yeah, which companies are building plants?
Apple, foreign auto manufacturers. I already stated that.
Okay. So like let's look at the auto manufacturing for first and foremost. So we can look at Toyota. Toyota said, hey, we're going to build plants in the US because we want to build hybrid vehicles. And then Donald Trump killed hybrid. So now Toyota is going, we don't know if we're going to actually invest this money now because Trump is trying to regulate the shit out of hybrid and electric vehicles. So that's not bringing manufacturing jobs too. Now, you said Apple is. How much money is Apple reinvesting to build plants in the U.S.?
I think their total was something around, is it 20 billion? I don't know the number.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Okay, well, let's take a look. So they've broken ground on one new manufacturing facility in Houston.
Okay. And how much more do they have coming? You do realize that it takes time for permitting, it takes time for planning, it takes
I
time
realize
for design.
that.
All of these stages take years and years. I don't know why you're acting like Trump said
nobody's
6 months ago that he was going to put a tariff on the country, and all of a sudden manufacturing jobs will be higher.
Tidrow, that's a real stupid thing to say. I've never claimed that it needs to happen overnight. My claim is...
You just said, how can you say that if manufacturing jobs are down?
No, my claim was this is where you're showing that you don't listen. My claim was that we are going to lose more manufacturing jobs than these investments are going to produce. That was my claim.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter that they're reinvesting because the amount of jobs lost are not going to be regained.
Based on what?
Based on a simple number of the amount lost versus the amount that we're set to gain.
You don't know what we're set to gain as companies and different segments are building plans.
These companies can predict.
It's fine.
Wait. These companies, when they produce plans for these plants, they project an amount of employees that these plants will be able to hire.
Okay. And what's the number of all the companies? What's the list of all the companies that are planning to build manufacturing plants in the United States now?
What's the list? I don't have a list of all of them.
Then how do you know the number?
Do you have a list of all of them? Because I'm watching as the job market tanks and we're losing more and more work.
Once again, I said that you're looking at a 5 to 10 years period for these jobs.
So what do we do in the interim?
So you can say,
what do we do in the interim when we've lost all these jobs, we've lost all these manufacturing, our taxes are increasing due to tariffs? What do we do in the interim?
Okay, first of all, I don't agree in the policy. As
I'm not saying you do. I'm not saying I never said you did agree with the policy.
Possible.
You're
arguing me
slur,
about
you're going to
the
get kicked off
policy,
the show.
The implementation of the policy.
If you slur it,
just
hey, Tidrow, if you slur again, you're getting kicked off the show.
Wait, what slur did I say?
You said the R slur.
The what?
The R slur.
The R slur?
Yes, and if you say it again, you're getting kicked off the show.
You're going to have to give me a better indication of what I said.
No, I don't. You know what you know what the word is. Don't be stupid.
I literally don't know what it is.
Yes, you do. Don't be stupid.
What are the first two letters?
What was the one word you used that starts with the letter R? Is this a joke?
I don't know. No, I honestly don't know what you're talking about.
Then I don't need to talk to you if you're too stupid to know that. Bye. Anyway, what we see currently is a massive dip in manufacturing jobs. We've seen nothing but a net decline. And we're continuing to see a decline. If you don't know what the fuck the R slur is, then bye. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Okay. Well. Come on, dude. Anyway. What the fuck? What the fuck do these people think when they call in? Dead ass. It's the amount of people who call in who just assume they run my show for me. What? Sorry, goodbye. I told you. You want to play dumb games, win dumb prizes. Anyway, thank you guys for the super chats. I'll read them all at the end of stream. God damn, I wish we Didn't have somebody dumb today. Fuck, dude. Anyway, the only thing they think is a slur is goddamn. Goddamn. Okay, next caller. Oh, shit. Oh, we almost calling studios seem to be fucking having some issues. What the fuck? Anyway, up next, we're bringing up Slendy. Slendy wants to talk about topic number 4, so let's take a look. Slendy, if you can hear me, please provide me your age and pronouns.
I am 22 years of age. I am he, him, I think.
Okay. Now, you want to talk about topic number 4, so you think there are good reasons to believe in Christianity. Is that correct?
Yes, that is it, sir.
Okay, what would those good reasons be?
Well, I would go offer in the fact of community. Personally, I have a lot of beliefs that aren't adjusted to that of the common Christian beliefs in the U.S. I am Adventist. I don't know if you know about them, but inherently they are one of the last branches of the weird science religious faith that came around the early Victorian era. And inherently so, a lot of people in my sector of Adventism do believe in evolution, the Big Bang and all that. I need to put that clear because I am not one of the evangelical ones or any of that, sir. Personally, with number 4, I came in the fact that inherently so, I have multiple friends of different religions, some Buddhists, a lot of Muslims. I would say it's the fact that some people should be allowed to have it. And I know that's not the question. The question is there a good reason? And I would say that it's a community. I do believe that the offer of religion does bring community. Does that mean you need religion to bring community? No. But some people inherently kind of do need it to, in fact, let them heal due to trauma and such. Of course, it's not really important. They don't really need to have Christianity. But inherently, they should be allowed to have it, in my opinion.
Well, I just don't. My question would be like that's fine if like they believe being Christian is like it's fine reason to be Christian, like right because you want that community or whatever. But why would that be enough reason for me to believe in Christianity? So when I say believe in Christianity,
that is.
I mean like the
I
belief
understood
in
the question like as there's not really a good reason to. I would assume this is to the general public. I did not know this is supposed to be more or less into your faith, sir.
No.
Sorry about
My
that.
question. No. My question is just why is this a reason to believe in the belief of what Christianity is peddling in the Son of God came down to earth to die for our sins? Why would community be a good reason to believe in the fairy tale of Christ?
Well, to be fair, this goes with most of all the religions as well. That I inherently have a multi-view. A lot of the religions inherently, we cannot base it either on the fact or truth. The same thing goes with Christianity. Yes, there is the fact that we really don't have that many records about most of the situations, but inherently so, it is to the own belief of the people. That is to that of their faith and their belief. It is that of mythology, and that mythology does give people hope. Now, it is whether or not we decide to take away the hope of the people, even though we know it could be false. It is objective, that is. But that is to the perspective of each. For example, with my Muslim friends, that is the same thing. They believe in Allah and the Prophet Muhammad, and inherently it brings them community and joy and hope. They do good actions and all that. I have no inherent reason to say they shouldn't really believe in it if you were to call it a myth.
But this isn't this like I actually would say that like someone's belief in something that is objectively untrue just because it makes them feel good, like I would say that this is probably negative to society. And
not
we can
really,
see that
because inherently,
not really.
I
what
would
do you
say,
mean?
yeah, okay, let me give you an idea. Inherently so, we are a country unfortunately, we're considered a country that respects and free religious beliefs. We do not practice that as a country, though. I'm going to keep it real with you. You know this, especially with how we treat minorities. Inherently so. I live in Mexico, important notation. Over here, for example, it is a strict atheist state. though the government does not persecute, and there's a lot of different sectors of our churches and beliefs here. Inherently so, we should allow it because it is that of the personal freedom of each individual to have their own belief and taught, as long as it is not damaging or inherently, hostile to the act. To give an idea, there is, for example...
Wait, I'm sorry.
Yes?
It just feels like the question's going unanswered. Like,
it
feels like we're going off on a tangent. Why?
I'm sorry.
You can get a sense of community, a sense of peace, all of this from something outside of religion. So why is it important that we maintain religion when I would argue that organized religion especially is directly responsible for like a load of just an absolute load of human rights atrocities throughout the history.
But for example, I'm going to give an example of my branch of Christianity, that is that of Adventism. It does not connect itself to the Catholics. Inherently so, we've done multiple acts of kindness, primarily to send evangelical groups towards to Africa, primarily the West Coast, and done a lot of medical work there due to the fact that our organization is primarily medical oriented and food oriented. But for example,
Doctors Without Borders does the same thing.
Don't really have that issue. That's like very dependent. Like it's the same with Muslims. There's like the Wahhabis. There's different.
But this isn't a reason. Hold on. This is what you guys slow down. Doctors Without Borders does the same thing, right? So like, what's the reason that we should focus on like why should we believe in the myth of Christianity? Why should we believe in Christ's divinity just because Christianity makes us feel good?
No, I mean it's the same thing. Why would inherently people believe in the myth of the Islamic religion or Buddhist religion? I'm not going to judge. It is their inherent right, and I'm not going to call them a myth. Their man could have existed, whether or not it's up in the air. I will not judge and such. I do believe in the freedom of people having their own religion.
I'm not saying people can't believe. I'm saying their belief is based off of no good reasoning.
Well, I mean, the issue is at that point you would have to ban most of the religions because they're not really based off good beliefs.
Yeah, I think good I wouldn't implement a ban, but I do think people would be better off without religion. Yes.
Well, there. I have nothing to argue then, but inherently so. It's the fact that I believe that inherently everyone should have the right.
But you're not addressing the question, though.
It's really up in the air.
You're avoiding the question, which is what's a good reason to believe in the mysticism in Christianity? Do you believe in your religion that Jesus Christ resurrected 3 days after his death?
I would say yes, sir.
As somebody who places an emphasis on science, because you are an Adventist, you place that emphasis on science. What would be a good reason for you to throw out all scientific and logical reasoning to believe that a man came back from the dead 3 days later?
I mean, I could whip out the different versions of narcolepsy and other sleep-oriented, but I think that's very, in my opinion, I would say even stupid, because at that point, like, it's very hyper-specific. I'm not really going to go into the tangents of medical science to explain what could have happened to Christ, whether or not that did happen.
I didn't ask you if something medically happened. I said, do you believe in the resurrection? The resurrection would mean he died and then he came. So you believe he died and then was resurrected by God and brought back to life.
Yes.
So then everything you just said about narcolepsy, like none of that matters because I asked you specifically about the resurrection.
I'm very heretical in like the Adventist faith. This is very important.
Okay. So then what would be the reason for you to throw out all scientific and logical reasoning to believe that this man was killed and then God resurrected him 3 days later?
Yes. Yes. I do believe in that. Yes.
Yes. What would be what's a good reason to believe in that? Do you have some evidence that this actually happened? Do you have evidence that other people, it happens to anybody else?
We really don't know and can't really trust sources.
We don't know and can't trust what sources?
Well, okay, let me get an idea. If I decide to go back into ancient history, like Roman history, a lot of the cases and study books are quite literally independent people who make their papers, who primarily slander the individuals. Christianity, though it promises and says that it was well written and documented, that is not true. There's been different versions and translations to the Bible. Inherently so, I can't really, whether or not we can prove it, that's impossible. This is ancient history. Multiple things got burnt down. Either due
Okay.
to war, starvation,
So then what good reason do you have to believe in magic when we have no evidence for that magic happening?
Oh, I have a simple question. How do you think we believe in a lot of the medical sciences and then we can't really explain it until we actually properly research into it? In this case, it's the opposite. We can't really explain or research into it because it happened so long ago and it comes out of proper view. We could assume a lot of medical terms if you really wanted to.
There is no research into Christ's resurrection on like a medical
that
level.
Is true.
What do you mean?
Because you can't. That like again, the individual.
Wait,
this happened.
Hold on, but I'm not asking you. Wait. You keep. I don't know if you're having trouble following the conversation because.
Sure.
I'm not asking you if there might have been a medical reason to explain this and we just haven't found that medical reason yet. I asked you if you believe God brought him back from...
Sir, you cut off for me for I think a whole section. I'm sorry.
Okay. Listen to what I'm saying here now, okay?
Thank you.
I'm not asking you if there might be some medical reason Christ resurrected and we just don't know what that is. I'm asking you if you believe that he died and was resurrected by God in order to forgive us of our sins. You said, yes, you believe that. So what would be the reason that you would believe in this, knowing that people don't come back from the dead because God brings them back? This doesn't happen. We have no recorded instance of somebody coming back There's no instance in history of somebody being recorded to actually come back 3 days after they've been dead. So what would be your reason for believing this happened with this person? And what would be your reason to believe in all of the miracles of Christ? You know, as somebody who says that they're for science, that people can't walk on water, do you believe Jesus walked on water?
I mean, yeah, essentially, God is an eldritch being. Like, he could do that if he wanted to.
Okay,
the whole joke
so
of
then
God is
what is the good reason to believe in this sans any evidence?
I would say it's again, it's based on faith, man. Like, you can't really try to go into it because inherently so the whole thing on faith and Muslims, Christianity, and Buddhism, it is the faith inherently of the belief. I can't really say solidly why I believe it happened. Whether or not you can't prove it is neither of us can really do it. Realistically, you're going to go off evidence of no one else really did it, which is 100%
you believe it happened based on zero evidence, which is what you just said. You said there is no evidence, you just have faith. So then you don't have a good reason to believe in Christianity. There is no good reason because there's no reason to begin with. Because there's no evidence.
I would say the issue there is that inherently so God is an eldritch being, and like all eldritch beings.
What's your proof that what is your proof that the eldritch being God exists?
Well, again, that's faith, man. By all means.
So then there is no good reason to believe in this thing because you don't have evidence of this thing. You believe without any evidence. That's not a good reason to believe in something.
Well, yeah, that's the issue. That is inherently what faith is. My whole argument is that people should be allowed primarily out of community focuses. Whether or not that is inherently a solid foundation is up in the air. Some people are quite weird. But inherently so when it comes to Christianity, it is and most other religions, it is faith-oriented, except for anything in China primarily, because that is more or less oriented on family tradition. So then
you have no good reason. For instance, why do you believe in Christianity over Islam?
Well, because inherently, one, I grew up in it. Two, personally, I do believe in Christ as Savior.
Why do you believe that?
Motives of what his actions are.
Why do you believe Christ? Do you believe Christ was the Messiah? Slendy, do you believe Christ was the Messiah?
Yes, he was the Son of God.
Okay. What's your evidence that he was the Messiah of Holy Prophecy?
I can't really bring that, man. That's like a faith-related thing. It's like
we can get it. We can get even deeper. Like Christ being the Messiah means that he would have fulfilled.
It's not really
hold on, Slendy. Christ being the Messiah means he fulfilled Messianic prophecy. Where's the evidence that he fulfilled any of the Messianic prophecies? because
Wait,
none
say
of
that
them
again?
have, in order for Christ to be the Messiah, it means he must have fulfilled
Yeah.
the messianic prophecies. He
Mhm.
didn't fulfill, none of the prophecies have been fulfilled as of yet.
Oh,
So
yeah.
why do you believe
I
Christ
mean,
is the Messiah?
yes. Apparently, the Bible doesn't really state the direction or the age of where it would happen. I mean, people promise it's going to happen, but personally, it's probably not going to happen in my thoughts plan. We're going to keep going.
None of it, if none of it has happened, why do you believe in Christ?
I mean, why do people believe in it back in the day? Primarily atheists inherently. So, like, it happens. It's, again, in the faith-oriented area, man. It's not something I will.
Are
It's
you
not something I
just
can really
saying
argue against because
words?
inherently, so that is what you believe.
Slendy, I'm going to give you a mission here. Stop saying the word inherently.
Yes.
I don't think you know what that word means.
I'm sorry. Again, I did have like 5 hours of sleep. I'm very sorry about this of my how I've been acting. But primarily when it comes to this, to your question, my main point is inherently so that is, oh fuck, I said it again. I'm so sorry. That is that a faith is something you can't really explain, touch, or really dwell upon. You can theoretically talk about it philosophically, obviously, but inherently, so fuck, I'm so sorry again. The thing is that with faith, that is something you personally believe in. You can't really debate on it like scientifically because, of course, a lot of the cases we can't really understand or properly get into. Like,
The
for example,
Bible is not
resurrection.
making any subjective claims, though. They're making
Yes.
objective claims about the world. So, yes, we can debate whether those objective claims are true. For instance,
Mhm.
when I ask you, has a man ever been able to walk on water outside of Jesus Christ? Your answer would be no.
No,
So
that
then
is,
my question would be, why should I
yes, I
believe
know.
Jesus was able to do this if literally no other human ever has been able to walk on water?
Well, that's the issue. Again, you'll be right in that part, but the issue again is it goes back into faith. Like whether or not you believe it, it is whether or not it happened. And faith sincerely is the belief in something that could not happen or could happen. It is that of your personal belief. And I understand what you're trying to state. I can't really argue that part because that is more or less a personal thing. To debate this, I would have to, again, it goes into the area of again faith. It's like with how people have the view on Muhammad. It is inherently what they believe in. How they believe in it is through faith, the same as us Christian believers. Whether or not it happens, it is up in debacle. But again, they inherently have the faith in it. They have the faith and believes in the actions of the Prophet Muhammad.
Faith is
And that of
not, I
Allah.
just want to point this out. Faith is not an inherent thing in people. Faith is taught. We're not born
Yeah.
with faith. You're taught your faith. So what is your reason to believe faith? It's just that someone taught it to you when you were young and you never questioned it? How's that a good reason to believe in Christianity?
Oh, inherently, that's not really a good inherent reason. You should always have a way to question it.
So then you admit to me that there is no good reason to believe in Christianity.
Sir, you cut off again from me. I'm sorry.
You've just admitted that there is no good reason to believe in Christianity.
I mean, I guess so, but again, it is a personal belief.
I know it's a
I
personal
will go
belief,
back
but
to
if I
saying that.
personally believed that there was a giant floating spaghetti monster outside of my window, it
That is a
doesn't mean
church,
I have
man.
a good
That is
reason
a
to
church.
believe it. It's just a reason to believe it. It's not a good reason.
I mean, yeah. I understand that. Again, like, I came in this debate primarily thinking about I thought you were talking about inherently if people should have the right to do so. That is my bad on my behalf. But in this case, that is something that is very much personalized. Yes, I am very sorry if I think I may have wasted your time. I'm very sorry. I did call because I did see how they were treating you horribly. I'm very sorry, for I even treated you, but inherently so, that is something that's very much personalized.
Okay, as long as you admit that there's no good reason to believe
I mean, to
in
be fair, a
this,
lot of people.
like, it's fine if you want to continue. Now, me personally, if I recognize that there's no good reason to hold on to the beliefs that I hold on to, I'm going to question whether I should get rid of those beliefs. You can have everything Christianity offers you outside of Christianity. So there's no, in my opinion, there's no reason to continue to hold on to those beliefs if those beliefs have no logical basis in either scientific reality or factual reality.
To be fair, again, my main issue with that is primarily if we go into like theoretical science, a lot of things are quote unquote theoretical, and we don't know whether it exists or not. So it just goes into that part. Like a lot of the debacle with God, I forgot what space science, for example. Inherently, so we can't really provide it's real. We could provide some maybe mathematics that it could happen, but again, it's very much on the part of that's theoretical. In the case of religion, it's not even on the theoretical part. It's on the part of whether or not we have the faith and belief that, Christ or God itself existed, and he decided to be inherently, horribly, egregiously evil for the Israelites in like the first part of the Old Testament. And then for some reason turn over a new leaf in like the New Testament with him trying to be merciful and stuff. Inherently so, the area is more or less on the theoretical side. Whether or not you believe in it, it's up to you, man. Like it's very questionable.
First of all, there's zero evidence to believe in a God. There's even smaller evidence to believe in Christianity. You've admitted the only reason you do.
Like the other religions. Let me
phrase it better. There's zero reason to believe in the claims of any religion. Zero. The only reason you are doing it, as you've admitted here, is mostly because you were raised in that religion. So you haven't critically thought about your religion.
Oh no, I did. Very important. I did critically think about this. I was in the early atheist community. Not with I think it was with someone else. The man probably fell off the internet by now. But I was in an atheist community. I was partaking in it. The only thing that came out of it is the fact that I inherently, personally, even in the Adventist area, we all believe in like evolution, the Big Bang, and all that. Everything mathematical, inherently scientifical. We do believe in it. But the only inherent difference is that we do believe in a God. Again, like it is.
What evidence
when
do
it comes
you
to
have?
that? Again,
why should
people can't believe.
Slendy,
Yes?
Why should anyone believe that a God exists?
Yes, sir. I do believe that God exists, yes.
Why should anyone believe that God exists?
I can't really provide any evidence of that. That's more or less what you feel.
Okay, then if belief in God is just about how you feel, then there is no good reason to believe that God is real. Why would you then believe? Like all you're saying.
Sure, you cut off again.
Okay.
Sure, you cut off again.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. All you're saying
I'm so sorry.
to me is that you had a feeling that wasn't supported by any evidence, and you decided to center your entire worldview about religion around that feeling that has zero evidence. It's not a good reason to be Christian. It's not a good reason to be any religion.
True. Look, I'm not trying to be insulting. I'm genuinely. These are genuinely my beliefs. Like I'm trying to come off like I would assume pretentious. I'm not trying to be pretentious at all, sir.
When did I say? What are you talking about? I didn't call you pretentious.
I'm afraid of looking like I'm very afraid of how I'm coming up in the conversation. I'm not trying to be pretentious, sir. These are just how I believe.
You're not coming off pretentious. You're coming off as disingenuous because you're sitting here telling me, "Well, I was an atheist, but then I just decided to be Christian again, even though there was no evidence provided to me to be Christian. Even though I don't have any evidence that God exists, even though I supposedly believe in science, and we know there's no scientific evidence for this. But I'm just going to be Christian again because."
Okay, I was never an atheist. I was just in the community of atheists. I inherently did question a lot of my beliefs. But it comes down to the fact that it's like with most how people view politicians or how people view ideologies as a whole. It is inherently faith in them. I would concern it to that of early Maoist China, primarily with what promises he did. Like that is the same case. The difference is that Mao did have his chances of doing it, and he did do it. That's what I go by. I mean, it's like believing in a politician inherently. That's what I would go for. I mean, he's never really tried it, has he?
Okay. I think we're going to end the conversation there. You've admitted there's no good reason to be Christian. That it's just a faith-based
Well, yeah,
claim.
it is.
So
Yes,
that's
inherently it is that of a faith.
Okay, then I don't know that there's much else to say. You've been okay. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Anyway, there's no good reason to be Christian, guys. There's no good reason to believe in Christianity. I don't even think there's a good reason to be a Christian. Also, Sean, we just talked tomorrow, so call in next week. Like, we literally talked yesterday. Tomorrow? What the fuck am I on? We literally talked yesterday, so call in next week, and maybe we can have a conversation next week. But we literally just talked yesterday for like a 30-minute conversation. Okay. Oh, what is today? Anyway, if you want to support the show, guys, consider supporting the show, because I don't know, like, what am I going through today? What is the wildness of the calls today? Oh, God. Anyway, next up, we have Robert. Robert said there is a good reason to be Christian and that Jesus did fulfill the messianic prophecies. Let's find out. Robert, if you can hear me, please provide me your age and pronouns.
Yeah, I'm 44. I'm he, him.
Okay. I'll look at those later. Robert, you said there is good reason to believe in a creator and a Jesus, and there is and Jesus did fulfill the messianic prophecies. Which one do you want to start with?
I want to start by debunking what your falsehood that he didn't fulfill any prophecies at all.
Sure.
Was your
Which
exact
of the
statement?
messianic prophecies did Jesus fulfill?
First one, he was born in Bethlehem. That was one of the messianic prophecies.
What's
Even if
the
I
full
had no
prophecy?
others, I just debunked you.
What is the full prophecy?
That he would be born in Bethlehem.
No.
Another one that he would be born in Bethlehem by a
What's
virgin.
the full prophecy?
Okay. Let me look it up. Hang on. I've got it right here. I will read up the Micah 5:2. Give me one quick second if you don't mind. I wish I had all these verses perfectly memorized, but I don't, and I do apologize, but there's a lot of verses.
You're fine.
Okay. I was checking to make sure you're still on there. Micah 5:2. Come on. My phone just did something weird and it cut me off. Okay. But thou, Bethlehem.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not great with all the words. You're freighted. Well,
hold on. I want to make sure we're reading the same. I want to make sure we're reading the same translation. Which translation are you reading?
Oh, King James Version.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Thou though be little among thousands of Judah, yet out of thee shall he come forth unto me, that is to be ruler in Israel, whose going forth have been from of old and from everlasting, not
yes.
and, but
So,
from everlasting.
Yes. So the prophecy here is not just saying that somebody will be born in Bethlehem. It's specifically that the ruler of Israel, the ruler of all Israel people, will be born in Bethlehem. So in order to tie this to Jesus, you now have to prove that Jesus stood as the ruler of all people of Israel. And I would disagree with that wholeheartedly. So it's not just being
you're
born.
gonna do this.
Well, yes, because I'm going to read the entirety of the prophecy. It can't just be he was born there, because that's not what the prophecy is saying. The prophecy isn't saying a person born in Bethlehem will be the Messiah. It's saying the one true ruler of all of Israel. So how has Jesus proven to be the one true ruler of all of Israel?
By his resurrection, which was another one.
Yeah. How do you prove Jesus was resurrected?
Can't prove he wasn't. There's no body.
I'm not making the one making a claim. I'm not the one making a claim here.
No,
right?
no, I
so
know.
I don't have to prove that he was.
Body,
You're saying
there's proof.
Hold on. You're saying because we don't even have proof that a tomb even existed, right? For there to be a body.
Actually, we do.
We don't.
There's proof that the rich man really did.
No, there isn't.
Give his tomb over to Jesus Christ.
No, there's
not.
That
Pontius Pilate, there was actual letters that Pontius Pilate did agree to let him let Jesus be buried. And there's actual historical proof that has happened on some occasions that a criminal has been allowed to be buried.
No, there's not.
I don't have time to look up every one of those proofs, but yes, there is historical proof for all of that. There is historical proof that
there are no written records of Pontius Pilate granting permission for Jesus to be buried. Doesn't exist. The Gospels claim that this happened, but the Gospels are unverified.
And by the way, those are historical evidence.
The Gospels are not. The Gospels are not historic evidence. The Gospels would be a claim.
They are historically reliable by most of all historians.
No, the
say
Gospels
that they are historically reliable accounts, eyewitness accounts.
No, the Gospels are not eyewitness accounts.
You can't just say no, they're not. And
yes, I can. The Gospels were written 40 plus years after Jesus' death. How could the people writing the Gospels have been eyewitnesses to the accounts of Jesus?
Dude, they were still alive.
They weren't.
You're not
none of them met,
hundreds of years after his death.
Not a single gospel author witnessed Jesus. Not a single one of them knew Jesus.
Matthew.
No, didn't know Jesus.
How did Matthew not know Jesus when he was called by Jesus and was an apostle of Jesus Christ? He never claims to have known Jesus. Matthew was not. The tax collector.
None of the gospel authors were any of the 12 apostles.
You don't know that.
Yes, we do. They don't make claims to be.
Debated.
There's it isn't. It's not highly debated. Scholarly consensus from both Christian and non-Christian Bible scholars are that all of the Gospels are written.
There are a lot.
No, there aren't.
Bro, I'm trying to defute.
Matthew was written 50 to 60 years after Jesus died. But you're saying no, Matthew knew Jesus personally and was one of the apostles.
Dude, hang on. For one, there is not 100% consensus, not even, I wouldn't even say 80% from all religious scholars that say that these weren't apostles that actually wrote these.
No.
Okay, like Matthew.
People who are actual religious scholars, 100%. John especially. John isn't even considered one of the synoptic gospels.
It's not a Gnostic gospel. It's not one of those because it is not, it's more about his miracles.
What?
That's why it's not one of those gospels. Yes, the other three are solely about like his life, his lineage, which is another one, him having lineage to King David, which makes him.
Yes, it's because Matthew, Mark, and Luke are considered to have been written, are considered to tell basically the same story of Jesus, whereas John just makes shit up. Why does John's
he didn't mix shit up.
Okay, so then answer me this question. Answer me this question.
That's why you don't even understand the Bible you're trying to refute.
No. Answer me this question. John claims that what happened at the resurrection, his claims are vastly different from Matthew, Mark, and Luke. Whose recollection of the resurrection is accurate? John's, Matthew, Mark's, or Luke? Because they all give different information of what happened.
What different information do they give?
John claims there were thunderstorms and earthquakes and the ground shook. Matthew, Mark, and Luke said none of this happened.
Okay.
So whose recollection is who's correct?
Oh, actually, I thought you were going a different way on that one.
No.
That's easy. Okay. Maybe he saw something they hadn't seen yet.
Maybe John,
Okay.
who wrote it almost 100 years after Jesus died, saw something differently.
There's no one that wrote it 100 years after his death. Now, there are other writings that we hold completely true that are 1,500 years after the event. But yet, because we're 50 years away, 70 years away, even 80 maybe years away from the event, oh, it can't possibly be true. That makes zero sense. Everyone else is, the whole secular world that doesn't believe in the Bible is holding
Jesus
the Bible to a standard. They hold nothing else to.
Hey, Robert, Jesus died between 30 to 33 CE is the guesses. John is written John is written dated 90 to 100 CE. That's 70 years post Jesus.
I'm going to fact check you because you were already wrong once.
I promise you I'm not. John is dated 90 to 100 CE.
And you didn't even answer what I said.
What was the question you said?
Why is the Bible held? Yeah, between 85 and 100. You are actually right on that one.
I know I am.
And I think Luke is the nearest one.
The nearest to Jesus's death? No, that would be Mark. Mark was written, earliest scholars say is 66 CE, latest is 70. Matthew was between 80 and 90. Luke was between 80 and 90. John was 90 to 100.
55 and 60. Dude, wait, 55? That's what, 20 years?
66
or 22 years?
66 is typically
after the death of Jesus Christ?
66 is typically the agreed upon date of Mark. 66 CE tends to be the earliest that scholars give for Mark's
It doesn't even say
creation.
Past 60 on here. It says between 55 and 60. That's all mine says.
What are you reading off of?
Oh, mine's just a Google search real quick. I had no way of searching everything we would go through.
Okay. Typically it's going to be, I can give
secular,
you...
just in case you brought it up, I've got secular things on here to prove different things about the Bible, because I didn't know what you would bring up, and I wanted secular things because I know you don't believe anything that's Christian.
I believe certain things in the Bible. I believe in certain people that the Bible talks about, right? We know that Pontius Pilate was a real person. I believe certain, I know that the Bible talks about real locations because it talks about real locations. There's a lot of stuff in the Bible I don't believe in, right? I don't believe in almost any of the mysticism in the Bible. I think there's zero evidence for any of the mysticism.
Okay, so for a miracle, right? The whole point of a miracle is the fact that it doesn't normally happen. So yes, there's not going to be any other recorded events of it. Okay? And if there were, it wouldn't be miraculous.
Why?
So
okay,
yes, the miraculous virgin births never happened, but it did. Resurrections never happened, but it's happened twice now.
Okay, so here's this. So answer me this question: how many people witnessed the resurrection of Christ?
Actually, more than twice.
How many people witnessed the resurrection of Christ?
When Jesus rose, other people rose.
Robert, how many people witnessed the resurrection of Christ?
Well, they saw the resurrected Christ, 500 of them.
Okay,
over 500.
And why do you believe over 500 people saw the resurrection of Christ?
Because the Bible that has been, to me, proven to me, historically reliable, says it.
Okay, who says it in the Bible specifically?
I think all three of them do.
Nope.
Matthew,
Only
Mark,
Paul. Only Paul. In the letters of Paul, Paul claims that 500 people witnessed the resurrection. Mark, John, Matthew, and Luke, none of them claim that 500 people saw it. So who's correct? Mark, Matthew, Luke, and John, who do not make this claim whatsoever, which seems kind of weird. that they wouldn't mention that 500 people were there are the one line from the one letter of Paul. Who do I believe?
Let me answer you with a question. Okay. Would it be more plausible that the resurrection was true and that Matthew, Mark, and Luke and Paul's statement are true if they all agreed on everything, or if they had slight inconsistencies?
If Matthew, Mark, John, and Luke fully wrote the exact same story,
I said Matthew, Mark,
it's
and Luke,
it's slightly more. Yeah, if we can forget John, I think it's usually better to forget John because, like I said, John goes fucking off the rails with what he claims
John.
happens.
I don't forget John. I just don't use it as the historical accounts as much for his life and resurrection and all that.
Would I believe
Matthew,
more if
Mark,
they
and
were?
Luke.
Sure. Would I believe it more if Matthew, Mark, and Luke were cohesive? Possibly, but because of the dates they were written, it could also be believed that they just copied each other, right? I mean, we know that 90% of Mark is in Matthew, and we know that like 70% of Mark is in Luke. So they easily could have just read and wrote down what the other said.
If you don't mind, if you'd grant me, let me ask you another question. What was, which is horrible, okay, for that civilization back then to few women, but what was the view of a woman's word back in ancient Israel days? The time of Jesus.
Of a woman's word? Depends on the woman.
Her
usually
a word on anything.
Yeah, it depends on the woman, but typically her word did not hold up if it was against a man.
Exactly. So it didn't really mean anything, correct?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So were the Bible writers just complete and total freaking idiots to use a woman or women to be the first ones to discover the empty tomb? Or were they just writing the truth and let the chips fall where they may?
Well, it depends on who's are we going with? Because they all claim a different amount of people found the tomb.
Yes,
so
but they're all women, correct?
Yes, they would all be
women. They all say
yes.
women found the empty tomb, correct?
Yes, Mark said it was 3 women. Matthew said 2. Luke said about 5 or possibly more. At least 5. And then John said it was just Mary.
So we're sure there's probably, from the accounts, probably at least 2 women that arrived at the tomb, which would make sense because they go together, right? And the tomb was found empty, and it was women that first found that. Women found
that's
the most incredible discovery of humankind. They put down as women finding it in a time where their word meant nothing. That right there, most historians,
hold on, because the word of Mary, the word of Mary would have been very relevant.
Why?
Not to the Romans, but it would have been relevant to their followers. The word of Mary would have been like the weight of gold to the people who follow them. So it makes total sense that they would say Mary was the first one to go to the tomb, because the word of Mary to their followers would have been. Some of them claim Mary Magdalene as well as Mother Mary. Some of them claim that they both were there, but at least Mother Mary, like the Virgin Mary, is there in all accounts, give or take.
I'm going to tell you right now, no, her word wouldn't have been that much.
Yes, it was.
Okay, it really would not have been. And why do you think it would have been so great? I'm curious.
To the followers of Christ, her word would have been as good as gold. She was Jesus's mother.
No, see, I have a different take on that one because of reading it, knowing how they are. Jesus, for one, if you read the Bible, Jesus, for one, never, this is why I have a problem with the Catholic religion, not Catholics themselves. I love all people. But Jesus never held his mother on high. He always tried to keep her in a proper place where people wouldn't think of her any highly than anyone else and all that. Because all she was there to, give birth to him and raise him up as into an adulthood so that he could do his mission. That was what she was there for. She was found righteous enough to do that too, which is a great honor, but not that she's any more special than you or me.
Yeah, I'm going to
and they
reject
recognize
this.
that, by
There's
the way,
no
because
way that a group of people that believe Christ was the Lord are not going to revel in the mother of the Lord.
I get that. There was probably them reveling some. Also, he did want to make sure his mother was taken care of on the cross. That's why he told John that he was to look after her. But
again, my bigger question is just, my main question on that is just like, who do we believe about the story of the resurrection? Which author's story
of them, because
they give conflicting information.
Let me give you an example of where I think it was Matthew. Don't quote me, but I think it was Matthew that said that Jesus was taken into custody. They had him before he went before the Pharisees. The soldiers were beating on him, not Roman soldiers. I think it was the religious ones. Anyways, they were beating on him, and they'd punch him and say, "Prophesy to me, O Lord. Who hit you?" Well, that's not hard to do if somebody's in your face punching you. But then Luke's account says that they blindfolded him and hit him. Is it disputed to them that he was getting hit and being told to prophesy? No. But Luke's brought out something that the other ones didn't, is that he was blindfolded and struck. Well, that would make more sense to the story. One left it out that he was blindfolded, which made it makes no sense about a prophecy. How is it hard to know who's hitting you when they're doing it right in front of you? Well, now I see. He was blindfolded. If you look at any police witness statements, oh, no, the man ran off in a blue sedan. No, it was a red SUV. No, it was a black truck. Well, the common thing was some dude that did the crime ran off in a vehicle. Police deal with this all the time. That's why that cold case detective, who was an atheist, tried to disprove the three Gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, all right? And he became a full-on Christian by reading through it and using his skills as a cold case detective to try to refute it. And he couldn't. He said they are historically reliable. They are the event, even up to the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Hold on, but Robert, but you're not telling me. Again, my question is pretty cohesive here. The gospel authors disagree on a lot when it comes to the resurrection. They disagree on who goes to the tomb originally. They disagree on what they see at the tomb originally. They disagree on how the stone of the tomb moves. They disagree on whether the women told anybody what they saw at the tomb. They disagree on when the disciples saw Jesus come back. They disagree on who saw him first. They disagree on whether they recognized Jesus. They disagree on what he said to them when he first comes back. They disagree. The Gospels disagree on so much of this. So which gospel do we take as truth and which don't we? Because this isn't just a mere game of telephone where you get some slight, this is completely different information written years apart from each other.
Okay, so easy. And I halfway did answer that question with what I was saying, is that you take all three of them together. You don't do them separately. You do them all together, take all the information out of all of them, all right, to get to the full event of everything that actually happened. Now, will we ever know exactly how many women went to the tomb? No, but that's secondary. Will we know which women it was? No. I don't really. That doesn't.
Okay, so what did Jesus say? What was the first thing Jesus said when he came back? What was the first thing he said after he rose?
I do not remember. I think it was where they were to meet him.
His very first words were either, according to Matthew, it was either greetings. According to Luke, it was peace be with you. According to John, it was women, why are you weeping? And Mark said he didn't say anything. So, they got the words he said wrong? Those are all vastly different claims.
I'll be honest, I didn't look into that. Actually, no. His first words he spoke were, Woman, why are you weeping?
That's
Yeah.
what John says. That's not what Luke or Matthew say.
Or he's just said Mary. And peace be unto you.
Yeah, peace be unto you is what Luke says he said. It's not what Matthew or Mark or John
more
said.
than likely happened, and this is just me knowing my Lord, he probably said all three. So like, peace be unto you, or maybe not woman, but Mary, why are you weeping? Or he could have just left out Mary and said, woman, why are you weeping? More than likely, it's what.
So why didn't they all? If the Bible is derived direct word, if it's inspired word of God, and we know the gospel authors are supposed to be inspired by Jesus, why would they not all be consistent?
Okay, because these are eyewitness accounts. Okay, so when humans are doing something and humans are flawed, there will be slight flaws in it. Not taking away from the message that God's trying to give to us, not taking away from the hope that lies in Jesus for salvation or anything like that, but like little minute things, because they come from it from different geographical locations where they're raised. They come from it from different economic statuses. They come from it different even points in the room. So they come from it, and I took hermeneutics, which helped me to understand the Bible better. I took that in college, and understanding how it was written for the people of that time, but it's relevant to us now. You have to read it as in the people of that time. But the fact that we have manuscripts that are no less than 100 years from the original, or maybe 100 years from the original. Like, we have more manuscripts for the Bible than any other book in history.
That doesn't prove that the Bible is real.
Like 90-something% reliable.
No,
wait.
We
have in our Bibles to this day.
Wait. That just proves that people. That just proves that people copied down the Bible. That doesn't prove any of the things the Bible is saying.
They wrote so many copies that
just proves it was a popular book. That doesn't.
They would have seen it in the other one. That doesn't
prove. Wait. No. All you're proving is that it was a popular book. That's all you prove with that.
I get that, but there's. Okay,
why is there
in criminal court? In criminal court, you have to prove beyond reasonable doubt, and that isn't going to happen until the second coming of Christ. Okay, and unfortunately, by that, for a lot of people, it's going to be too late. Some people will find Christ then, but if you die during that, it's going to be too late. Well, the second coming is too late, but,
Robert. Why don't we have any contemporary writings of Christ? If he was this important figure,
contemporary.
Yes, if he was an important figure.
Like modern writings of Christ.
No, contemporary means written when he was alive.
Oh, okay, my bad. I took that totally wrong. I was like, what?
Yeah. Why don't we have any writings from anyone from when Jesus was alive? None of his followers wrote down anything he did. None of the supposed 500 people at the tomb wrote down any of this. We have no writing, no official Roman records of Jesus existing. None of this exists for Christ. The closest we get...
that's not true about the Roman records.
Yes, it is. There's no official Roman records of Jesus having existed at the time he existed. There's written down things after the fact. Yes, it is.
Yeah, not at the moment, but Pliny the Younger wrote about him.
And he didn't write that Jesus was existing at this time. All he wrote was that a guy named Jesus was worshipped by the Christians.
Which proves Jesus existed at that time.
No, it just proves that the Christians worship Pliny the Younger. Pliny the Younger wrote his letter referencing Jesus in 111 to 113 CE. This is almost 100 years after Jesus' death. That's not contemporary. That is not contemporary.
I know that. I didn't say it was contemporary. You just said that there are no Roman writings of the existence of Jesus.
No, I said there's no official Roman records of Jesus having existed. All Pliny the Younger says, and quote, is that Christians were accustomed to meet on a fixed day before dawn and sing responsively a hymn to Christ as to a God. And that's it. That's all he says, is that they sing to Christ as if he was a God. That's not saying that Christ existed. Yeah. It's saying that they worship this person that they say exists. That's it.
So wait, are you going to refute all historians that claim that Jesus Christ is a historical person and lived on this earth?
The only evidence that I think is sufficient to possibly show Jesus Christ existed is Paul writing a letter claiming that Paul met Jesus's brother. That's it. That's it. That's the only source of evidence. Nothing else is contemporary. That's not even technically contemporary. There's no other contemporary writings of Christ. There's nothing.
Well, then you can't believe in, Homer? You can't believe in...
Yeah, I probably wouldn't believe in Homer of the Odyssey? Yeah, no, I don't know that I would believe that, like... I can believe that, like, Homer exists because we have writings from someone claiming to be Homer. Right? That's as far as I can go. I don't know if that's a pseudonym. I don't know if any of the things Homer says he did are accurate. But, like, if we had a manuscript written by Jesus that we could date at the time and verify as written by Jesus, this would be an open shut case. I would go, of course Jesus existed as a person, because we have his writings.
Let me just tell you, then you can't believe in any ancient person. We have more evidence.
Yes, because I have
Jesus and his miracles and his resurrection.
No, we don't.
That are closer to the time than any other ancient manuscript.
That is not true. This is false.
Huh?
I said that's just false. There is zero. In order to prove that a historical person existed, I would need contemporary writing from. Typically, we like to see
one ancient source that you just made that claim.
Hold on, I'm literally doing it.
Okay.
I would want to see. I would want to see contemporary writings consisting of that person's writings, possibly writings from somebody who possibly knew that person, and writings from somebody that may have been an enemy of this person. When we look at people like Alexander the Great, we have coins minted while he existed, with his face and likeness on it. That's considered a contemporary piece of evidence. We have scriptures written in temples in Egypt about his rule that the Egyptians wrote about. That's contemporary writing. And we have writings from Roman officials at the time of his existence. Same with Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar might be one of the most well-documented ancient figures in history. We have writings from people who hated his guts about how much they hated him while he was alive. That's contemporary writing. His enemies writing about him proves he's real, because they're just not going to they're not just writing about making shit up, right? It's weird to me that we make this claim that Jesus, again, I'm agnostic on whether Jesus existed. I think it doesn't matter at the end of the day. A person named Christ could have existed. Now we have the mythical story of Christ had been told time and time again in tons of ancient cultures before it even landed in the Christian's lap, right? What I think most likely happened is there could have been a man who was teaching teachings of, in my personal belief, was probably teaching teachings of Buddha, right, who well predates Jesus, and they share a lot of similarities outside of the metaphysical side, probably was doing a lot of teachings of Buddha, and then the church said, in order to give priests power, the church concocted this belief around Christ and the virgin birth and all of this other stuff they added into Christianity so they could maintain some level of power and control over the people. That's most likely what I believe happened. There's no evidence for literally anything else.
You still haven't told me.
Told you what?
I'm still waiting for you to research it.
Research what?
Any early writings, contemporary writings of other people. You only told me about Julius Caesar.
That is one of them. Julius Caesar had contemporary writings written about him. He was an ancient figure that died before Christ.
Anyone else? Any
Alexander the
philosophers?
Great. We have contemporary
Aristotle,
writings.
Plato.
We have contemporary writings of Aristotle because we have Aristotle's writings. And then we have writings from the students of Aristotle. Plato.
So we
we
have
have
survived.
Plato's writings. And then we have writings
Hang on,
of
we
the
have
students
survived.
of Plato. What?
Can I ask you a question? 'Cause I only know the students of Plato, but which these are the apostles of Jesus Christ, which you say don't
We
count
don't have
as
any writings of the
proof.
apostles. Matthew, none of the gospel authors are apostles. They were not one of the 12. None of them were the 12.
Matthew and John were apostles.
Matthew is not the same apostle Matthew. They are two different people. Matthew of the gospel is not
Nope.
the apostle Matthew. Yes. Please type this into Google right now.
Dude, I've done
Please
research
type
on
this
this
into
too,
Google.
and I've found.
Please type this into Google right now.
Oh my goodness, you interrupt so much.
I really don't.
I
Please
have
type this into Google.
found theological experts, whatever, that say that they believe for good reason that the gospel writer of Matthew is Matthew the Apostle. Matter of fact, Frank Turek. There's a source I can throw out.
That's
He's
not a
one of the
source.
guys I really believe in when he talks. He is well studied. He knows his stuff, and he is one of them that believes that at least Matthew and John were written by the apostles.
So the apostles lived to be 100 and then wrote down all these stories?
What are you talking about?
When was Matthew written? 80 to 90 CE. Jesus died in 30 CE. By the time
was
Jesus
Jesus
died,
when he died?
Jesus was 30 when he died.
Mm-hmm.
So the apostles were around the same age.
Okay, hang on. Yes, they were. Okay, hang on.
80
And
minus 30
now we
is
don't
how
know
much?
exactly. They could have been
How much is
25.
80 minus 30?
I don't know.
50.
But
So they would have lived to
we have
be
them from 55.
80. They would have lived to have been around 80, and then they wrote the gospel when they were 80. They waited 50 years
Before they
to
died,
write the
yes.
gospel?
Before their death, yes.
How come none of them write the
John
gospel?
wrote-
How come
lived
Matthew
a
didn't write the
long
gospel in the
time,
first
dude.
person? If
John
Matthew,
was an
wait.
old man when he died.
Wait. If Matthew is Matthew of the apostles, why didn't he write the gospel in the first person?
It is called the Book of Matthew, Gospel of Jesus Christ. It is not, it's just detailing his life. It is about Jesus, solely about Jesus, our Lord and Savior. That's it. And you know what's really funny? No, if anyone had ever been able to actually disprove the Bible, yeah, you have things I don't think this is real, or I don't think that is real. If anyone had actually been able to disprove the Bible, it would have been done, and they haven't in 2,000 years. It would have been the biggest news in the entire world.
Robert.
Have the Bible been disproven?
Robert. Matthew of the gospel, you're claiming is Matthew the apostle. So answer me this. Why in Matthew 9:9 does he say, as Jesus went on from there, he saw a man named Matthew sitting at the tax collector booth? Follow me, he told him, and Matthew got up and followed him. Why wouldn't he have said, Jesus saw me sitting at the tax collector booth? Followed me, he told me, and I got up and followed him. Why does he write about Matthew in the third person?
Okay. One, it could have been his writing style. Two,
okay, goodbye.
You guys,
his writing style? Get the fuck out of here. What? Bro, they'll make any excuse, dude. They will make any excuse. It was his writing style. That doesn't make any fucking sense. The reason why Matthew doesn't... What? Oh my God. No, there's like almost no scholars who believe that Matthew was written by Matthew. Anyway, thank you guys for the pay to boot. Sorry, I needed to get to a point where like this motherfucker said anything relevant. Fuck, dude. What is with Christians, bro? Can somebody help me understand? Maybe I'm the crazy one. Can someone help me understand why they disagree with their own book? Am I the crazy one here? Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing is, if I claim that the Bible claims these people are unknown, he's going to be like, well, that's not real. That's not true. The scholarly consensus is that they were anonymously written years after Jesus' death. Yeah, I know they don't read it. I know, chat. I know. That should just be my answer from now on. Is the reason why it's off is because they don't read it. That's the truth behind it. Let's go through, before we bring up the next guest, let's go through some housekeeping. First of all, shout out to Marissa. Thank you for the $100 Venmo. Holy shit. Shout out to you, Marissa. W, thank you. And Sophia, thank you for the $20 Venmo for the show. Thank you so much. Remember, all of the Venmo and Cash Apps, that was a Cash App. Thank you, Sophia. All the Cash Apps just go to pumping back into the call-in line. So thank you so much for the Cash Apps, friend. Thank you guys for the super chat. We will read all the super chats at the end of stream. We will read all of the super chats at the end of stream. I promise. So if you want to talk shit about that guy, that last guest, if you want to talk shit about anybody, plop it in the super chats and we will talk that ish, bro. We will talk that ish, bro. Bing bong. Bing bonka. Talk that ish. Debates are crazy today, dude. Let me go through our Twitch. Solisteria, thank you for resubscribing with your Amazon Prime over on Twitch. Jovan, I have a friend who insists that Job is excusable and justifiable. He hasn't talked to me really since I pointed out that God is the sole arbiter of all the scenarios that Jesus saves them from. God, send him to me, please. Fiona the Foxy, thank you for resubscribing with your Prime. Shout out to our raids. Thank you, Very Nice TV, for the raid. And thank you, Neo Sato, for the raid. Thank you guys for the raids over on Twitch. We love the raiders. If you guys like debates, welcome in. If any of the people who from the raid are still here, it's hot as fuck in this office. I need to get a fan in here ASAP. Clips X Void, thank you for resubscribing for 1 month, a tier 1 on Twitch. Lord Richmond, thank you for resubscribing with Prime for your 11th month. Aurora Kanai, thank you for resubscribing with Prime for your 2nd month. T Sim, thank you for the gifted sub. Citra, oh, that was yesterday. Holy shit. I'm reading all of them from yesterday. What the fuck? We're going to move on to the next call, but I have to pee like a racehorse. So I'm going to do that first, and then we'll be back with the next call once I'm done peeing. So let me go to the bathroom first, and then we'll be back. That's not my be right back screen. What the fuck? There we go. Okay, sorry, I had to pee and I had to get water. We're back to continue debates. 2 people in the call-in stream, but the call-in lines are still open, 219-327-8005. If you want to debate, but we're going to take a call from the next person in the line to debate. Let me just make sure I haven't missed anything while I was gone. I don't think I did. I just like to make sure. Yeah, no, we're good. Okay. Next up, we have Logan. Logan is also a Christian and says there is scientific evidence for God. So let's pull up Logan. Logan, if you can hear me, please provide me with your age and pronouns.
Logan, and I go by he.
Okay, and your age?
And I'm 28.
Okay, no problem. Now, Logan, you said there is scientific evidence for God. You said there's scientific evidence for God. What would that scientific evidence be?
Okay. So, before we dive in, I just want to let everyone know there's no condemnation for those in Christ. All are worthy of love. All right. But the scientific evidence I have is a combination of geographical evidence. It starts with the sulfur balls of Sodom and Gomorrah. Are you familiar with that?
Why don't you tell us what those are?
Okay. So archaeologists found what they hypothesized, they don't know for sure, the location of Sodom and Gomorrah, as there was a collection of sulfur balls, an absurd amount, not just like 1 or 2, an absurd amount of over 97% purity sulfur that has never been found in nature. How did that form?
So if you're talking about the sulfur balls that they claim were found, specifically this is in the Dead Sea region, geologists have said that these are just naturally occurring sulfur concretions. They said that they formed by volcanic activity, by hydrothermal vents. They say that this is one of the most, like the Dead Sea Rift is one of the most geologically active fault zones. So that's why that would be, like, there's tons of sulfur there. So
I understand, but the purity is not found in nature.
What's your evidence that the purity is not found in nature?
I mean, I could just Google something. I mean, is it an open book test or?
Yeah, I don't care if you Google.
Okay. Has sulfur been found in purities?
Because what I have here is that elemental sulfur like this is usually 90 to 99.9% pure when it comes to like volcanic sulfur.
Okay. How pure is volcanic sulfur? And thank you for letting me on. I appreciate that. Your chat's been cool.
Yeah, sure. So volcanic sulfur purity varies, but high quality, nearly pure deposits can form near volcanic vents. However, naturally occurring volcanic sulfur often contains impurities, but sulfur deposits recovered from salt domes typically have high purity up to 99.9%.
Okay. So I'll accept. Yeah, I was wrong on that portion. The other evidence I have is the signs of a great flood found in geology.
Well, yeah, but we know there would have been a great flood post Ice Age. Well, post the mass melting. We're technically still in the Ice Age. Post the mass melting, there would have been a great flood. So that doesn't really show me anything. Like, we just know that would have occurred, like, naturally.
Okay. So the other thing is the cultural evidence.
Okay, what's the cultural
But
evidence?
that circles back into the Great Flood. So, I mean, if you already believe that there was a flood, I mean, that's kind of pointless to go into.
Well, yeah, there would have been a flood around 12,000 to 8,000 BCE because that's like just when the frozen part of the Ice Age like really thawed down. So like if we're looking at, was there a flood around the time of not Moses, of Noah, and like a flood with Noah's Ark, I don't think there's much evidence in that. There are evidence of localized floods that happened all the time, but like there's no real evidence of a great flood around, or of a worldwide great flood. You know, there's no evidence for that.
Okay. The other thing is, so it's pretty commonly accepted. You know, Julius Caesar existed. He existed before Christ did.
Julius Caesar existing.
Now,
yeah, he would have died before Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing that I don't fully understand is that there's, I think, only 240 manuscriptal evidences sourced for Julius.
Mm-hmm.
But there's over 2,400 for.
Yeah, but Julius Caesar has contemporary evidence about him. Jesus has no contemporary evidence.
Okay. Okay.
And I would,
Okay.
I will trust,
Okay.
I will trust,
Yeah.
like I would take 100 contemporary over 10,000 non-contemporary any day of the week. Because most of the written evidence of Christ outside of the Bible, all it says is that there is a guy like the Christians worship Christ. That's like almost exclusively all it ever says. It never really makes a claim that he was like this real dude walking around. Josephus just says some dude named Christ existed, right? That's all he says.
So there's practically every other major religion. I mean, many people aren't arguing that Jesus, the person, didn't exist. They just deny his godlyhood.
I think there is plenty reason to call into question the existence of Christ, the person. I don't know if you listened to the last call, but the last call, my belief is that some guy existed around that time who was spreading the teachings of Buddha, and the church didn't like that, so they got rid of him because he was spreading the teachings of Buddha. I wouldn't even necessarily believe his name was Jesus. I think that could have been a retroactive ad. Like, the fact of the matter is, we have no written records of Jesus until at least 20 years post his death, and that would be the letters of Paul.
Yeah, that's understandable. I think for me, like, the fact that all these other major religions aren't trying to deny that he lived, but simply his godlyhood. But they all say, like, if you follow Jesus, because, like, every other religion requires self-righteousness. I know a lot of people have been lied about Christianity, especially if you like Catholicism, Presbyterianism, all the other denominations, that you have to do or be a certain way. Essentially, you have to be self-righteous. You have to be a good person, or at least tell yourself you're a good person to be entered into heaven. That's the belief of every other major religion. For Christianity, we're the only religion without a self-righteous component. Like,
Buddhism doesn't have a self-righteous component.
Well, no, because you still have to earn it. You have to go through the many other lives until you've reached enlightenment. Or no, I'm sorry. That's Hinduism, not Buddhism.
Yeah, Buddhism and other than like the metaphysical stuff, Buddhism and Christianity are like, they could be brothers.
Well, no, because you still have to be. It's still on you to save yourself. You have to let go of your attachments, or you'll forever suffer. So it's still something you have to work for.
Jesus tells people constantly they have to let go of their attachments.
No, he doesn't.
Yes,
Jesus says you have to let go of your flesh.
No,
sins.
Jesus says you have to let go of your earthly attachments.
Which verse?
Hold on, I'll pull it up right now.
Like, are you talking about the guy to sell all your riches and follow me? Like that guy, the rich guy?
We're going to look at, well, that's part of it. So the rich young ruler, he says, go sell everything you have and give to the poor, then come follow me. So he's specifically telling people if they want to follow him, sell all they had. Mark 10:23, he talks about how hard it is for the rich to enter the kingdom of God. Literally talking about like the wealthy people cannot enter the kingdom of God.
No, that's not correct.
Yes, it is. It's not. That's not a metaphorical
No,
verse.
it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, you got to look at the context. You have to look at the context.
I am looking at the context of that.
A rich person who believes that only themselves, only the things that they've done. Oh, look at the things I've done in your name, Lord. I've given to people. I'm doing well for myself. The reason why it's harder for a rich person to go into heaven than it is for a camel to walk through the eye of a needle is because a rich person has the comfort. It's like hell is like not hell, but unrepentance is like a jail cell, right?
No, I don't think. Wait. I don't think you're getting the context of this. So this is in Matthew. This is in, I'm sorry, Mark 10. In Mark 10, when he talks about the rich in the kingdom of God, there's a man who comes to Jesus and who says, "Good teacher, what must I do to inherit eternal life?" Jesus says, "No one is good except God alone." He says, "You know the commandments." And he said, "Teacher, all these I have kept since I was a boy." And then Jesus he says, "I've done all of the commandments. I've been doing this since I was a child." And Jesus looked at him and said, "One thing you lack." He said, "Go and sell everything you have, give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Then come follow me." And the man gets really sad because he has this massive, great wealth. And Jesus says to his disciples, how hard it is for the rich to enter the kingdom of heaven.
Yes, Jesus told him to sell his possessions, but he said that to the rich guy to tell him that the richness
he said that to his disciples.
Matter.
He said that to his disciples. He said, "It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for someone who is rich to enter the kingdom of God." He says that verbatim.
Yes, but can I explain? So the rich man, the person whose life has never been bad, has less of a reason to believe in Christ than the person who's been tormented ever since they've been, alive, or a thinking person. The reason why is because when you have riches, when your life is good, you feel like you're already saved. Like there's nothing special you need to do. And that's the issue, is he was more attached to his wealth than he was in his faith.
Yeah, I don't think
but that doesn't mean...
Sorry, I just got to say, I don't think this is an accurate reading of half the thing of like, Jesus says this all the time, right? He says, no one can serve two masters. You cannot serve God and mammon. Mammon is wealth. You literally says you can't serve God while also serving wealth. Hold on. He says, do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, but store up treasures in heaven. He says, watch out, be on your guard against all kinds of greed. Life does not consist in the abundance of possessions. Like he literally talks consistently about not keeping material possessions, that material possessions and material wealth are not are not going to grant you salvation, and it's pointless to have this. This is very similar to Buddhist teaching.
It's similar, but you're forgetting the core aspect, is that what you're talking about is to be Judaistic, right? So you have to follow the laws of Moses, right? The laws of God. But Christians don't do that because it's already been fulfilled by Christ. The Mosaic law no longer applies to any Christian.
Christ literally tells his followers to follow the laws of Moses.
Where? Which verse?
Sure, I'll pull that up next. I really should put all of these into a fucking document so I don't have to keep typing it all in every show. So he says in Matthew 5:17-18, do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. Not the smallest letter will pass from the law until all is accomplished. He has not accomplished all, right? So one, he has not fulfilled.
What he's saying.
He's not fulfilled any of these yet, because that would mean he had to fulfill the messianic prophecies, which he hasn't done yet. But then he says, the scribes and the Pharisees sit on Moses' seat, so do and observe whatever they tell you. Literally saying, continue to follow the laws taught by Moses.
The laws of man. He's saying to follow the laws of man.
No, the laws of Moses are not the laws of man. The laws of Moses are the... Wait. The laws of Moses. I'm talking about Moses' seat. So The laws taught by Moses.
You're literally talking about the people that killed Christ for following the laws of Moses and disobeying the laws of Moses.
Wait, none of that comes into the fact that Jesus is still telling people to follow Moses' law. He's not.
It's a good. Jesus is representing the ideal we must follow, but we will never be the ideal.
Jesus isn't looking for the ideal.
We will never be Christ. Like, none of us will be perfect. That's the point of the story, is no one is perfect but me. I'm the only one who could follow these laws. Like, you got to understand, the Old Testament was to bring cavemen to stop them from murdering a guy for his coat because they're cold.
Cavemen?
You were trying to turn cavemen into men.
Hold on. Moses' laws weren't like laws of man. Moses' laws were, both in Exodus and in Leviticus, are laws directly given by the Lord. They're not man's laws.
Oh, yeah. There's the laws of Moses, which is like, the laws of God, and then the laws of man. The laws of man are cause and effect, or just the regular, which is the physical part, the physics side. And then there's also the authoritarian side, follow the laws.
But even this, Jesus tells you to follow man's law as well. He says not to disobey the law of man. So in no instance is he saying that you don't have to still follow Levitical or Exodal law. He's not making any claims to ever stop following those laws. In fact, the better interpretation here is that because of Jesus, we all now have to follow these laws, not just the Israelite people. Because initially, it's the Israelite people that have to follow these laws because they're the only ones that can be saved. But Jesus makes it so that the rest of us can be saved. So now we all must follow these laws.
So you're telling me that there is a single person who could go too far the wrong path and never be saved?
Huh? Not according to the according to the Bible. The only way to not go to heaven is if you don't believe in Christ.
Exactly.
So yes, there are people that can't be saved because they don't. But that means there are people that can't be saved because they don't believe in Christ.
Well, okay, but you're misunderstanding. It's like if you were Jesus, right? Like, just a hypothetical. If you were Jesus and you said, "Hey, you're saved, come on over," and I tell you no, are you going to force me to come over there?
I would. So take me. I'm a non-believer. I don't believe in Christ's divinity. I don't believe he rose from the dead. I don't believe he was Son of God. I don't think there's any evidence to support these claims. If I go to heaven, if I die and go up to heaven and the pearly gates are real and Jesus is there, it's like, hey, you didn't believe in me, but if you believe in me now, you can come in. I would say go fuck yourself. I would say I'm absolutely not going to believe in you.
Well, now you don't want to go. You literally rejected Christ.
Yes, I rejected.
Like the one thing, the blasphemy of the Spirit.
I would reject Christ because this means that the Levitical laws and Exodal laws are truly the laws of God. And that would mean God did all the shit that he did in Leviticus and in Exodus. And then I would say I don't want to be in an eternal place with this God. Absolutely not.
What were the people like in Sodom and Gomorrah? Were they good people? Was there an honest soul amongst any of them?
I would say, yeah, most of the babies were honest and innocent, yeah.
No, well, the babies are also going to be joining the Lord in heaven.
Yeah, after,
unfortunately.
Well, yes, after Moses slaughters all of them, after Moses' armies slaughter them all, yeah. After his armies take 32,000 child sex brides, yeah, then they'll eventually go to heaven. But God, to me, I'm not going to go to heaven and worship.
Moses took
32,000 child sex brides, yes. And he split them amongst his people because God told him to.
Okay.
Specifically.
There is like no indication for that. What?
Do you want me to read? Do you want me to read? I'll read the entirety of the. Hold on.
Well, what's the verse so I can read it too?
Yeah. So this is going to be Numbers. So this is Numbers. I think this is Numbers 31. I think. Yeah, Numbers 31. So this is the vengeance of the Midianites. So the Lord said to Moses, take vengeance on the Midianites for the Israelites. After that, you will be gathered to your people. So Moses said to the people, arm some of your men to go to war against the Midianites after God told us to take vengeance on the Midianites. Send into battle 1,000 men from each of the tribes of Israel. So 12,000 men armed for battle, 1,000 from each tribe were supplied from the clans of Israel. Moses sent them into battle, 1,000 from each tribe, along with Phinehas, son of Eleazar, the priest, who took with him articles from the sanctuary and the trumpet for signals. They fought against Midian as the Lord commanded Moses and killed every man. Among their victims, and then they just go into the 5 kings of Midian. The Israelites captured the Midianite women and children and took all the Midianite herd, flocks, and goods as plunder. So at first, the Israelite people, they kill all the men, but they take all the women and children. They're like, we're not going to kill you guys, but we killed and slaughtered all the men.
They take the virgin.
Well, hold on. Wait, hold on. This is after. They bring all the women. Wait. Yes, hold on. Listen. They bring all the women, and then Moses gets pissed off. And he said, why did you allow all of these women to live? And he says, no, if any of these women have known the touch of man, kill them. All the boys, kill them. He says specifically, now kill all the boys and kill every woman who has slept with a man, but save for yourself every girl who has never slept with a man. We know, just because of archaeological evidence and evidence of written history at the time, that the average age of losing your virginity back then was 14, 15, 13, 14, 15. So that means they're taking 12-year-olds. Then he brings them all, and the Lord says to Moses, you and the priests are to count all the people that were captured, and then divide the spoils equally between the soldiers who took part in the battle and the rest of the community. They count a total of 32,000 people. They give 16,000 of those women who have never slept with a man, which are children, 16,000 of them to the priests, and they give 16,000 to the leaders of the tribes who were the soldiers who fought in the war, because God tells them to. Moses takes virgin children, and God told him to take those virgin children, split them amongst yourself, and take them for yourself. If I got to heaven and that God exists, he can go fuck himself.
Okay. I understand, but I also want to point out that this is Judaistic. This is like the Torah.
Jesus, it would be the same God.
Yes, I understand.
It's the same God. He still did it. Right. We don't
believe entirely in the same God, because our God came.
What? This is the same. Wait. This is before Jesus. This is the same God. It's just that this God would have then created Jesus. So I'm going to look at Jesus and say, go fuck yourself for doing this. But I do have to move on because we've been talking for 21 minutes. So.
But you gave the other guy like 30 minutes.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I can't give you the same 30 minutes because somebody paid to move on, so I have to move on. Somebody doesn't want you.
I got kicked? They paid to kick me?
Yep. Said you preach too much.
So. All right. Well, a deal's a deal. Well, I thank you for your time, and while I apologize that, you don't want to be with God, if
I don't want to be
with anything.
Wait, hold on, before you leave, just real quick, before you leave. Do you want to spend eternity with a God that lets a man take 32,000 child sex slaves?
I mean, but you're atheist, so you want to be around people that have done the same act.
No, I don't.
Yeah, but you're a part of humanity, so you're just as responsible. You're just as culpable. None of
my friends have taken 32,000 child sex slaves, so I'm not
none of your friends, but you're part of humanity.
I'm not around a single person.
Humans do this to other humans.
Yeah, because God told them to.
Oh, okay. So now we can use God as an excuse to do whatever we want?
If you want to tell me God did not tell them to, and you want to admit to me that Moses is a liar and was a false prophet, okay. Sure.
I mean, probably, potentially.
Okay, good to know. Moses was a false prophet. Wonderful.
I'm not going to argue the Old Testament's false.
No, I fuck with it. Moses was a false prophet. You all heard it here first. Catch you later, Logan.
I know.
What? What an incoherent babble at the end there, dude. Fucking what? He is, well, you want to be around the same people. No, the fuck I don't. What do you mean? What do you mean? 219-327-8005, guys. We're still chugging along today. I'm not tired. So we still have people. If you want to call in, like, come on, dude. Oh my God, dude said, you want to be around the same people? What? No, I don't. Oh my God, bro. If you guys want to support the stream, remember Cash App and Venmo are on the screen. You can support the stream if you want to. Always appreciated, never required. The only videos that I'm ever going to post on YouTube now that won't be for everybody are going to be office hours. Office hour videos are locked to tier 2 membership. Any tier can join the office hour streams, which are going to be Wednesday evenings, every Wednesday evening. But office hour video replays are locked to memberships. Those are member only videos. That's a little benefit for them. Just like on Twitch, your benefit for being a Twitch viewer is you get my gaming streams. Oh my God, it's so much fun. Let's see where we've gotten a lot of Christian calls. Where are the conservatives? Speaking of, we're going to bring up our next guest. Next coming up is Josh. Now, Josh wants to talk about trans women and men because why not? Josh, if you can hear me, please provide me your age and pronouns.
Hey, my age is 31. Hold on. Sorry, I was playing Metroid Prime 4 when you called. Yeah, I'm 31 and he, him.
Okay, now Josh, you want to talk about topic number 5. Specifically, you want to talk about sports. Is that correct?
Yeah. Now, with me saying, I'm not trying to like change anyone's opinion. This is how I view it, but I am open to change my own or have my opinion changed by other people's views. Like I'm not here to like rag on trans people. Like I just want to express my view on the whole sports situation.
Okay.
So yeah, you can start. You got a question you can ask me, man.
Yeah. Well, what's your take? What's your take on the whole sports situation?
Well, when it comes, I'm okay with trans people 100%. Man, I've dated trans women. Okay, they're some of the best girlfriends I've ever had. But when it comes to sports, there is there's a biological difference between a biological male's body and a biological female's body. Like
sure, what is I don't understand what that matters in sports though. Isn't the whole point of sports though to see who's best at the sport?
Okay, so if you're a woman competing in like track and then a person identifying as a woman comes in and they have like a male body. Well, okay,
like so hold on. One thing I want to point out here. We're running into some presuppositions here. I don't think a trans woman is identifying as a woman. I think they are a woman.
Okay.
So like, why wouldn't I allow a woman to compete against another woman?
A trans woman, albeit they be a woman, biologically they still have a male's body.
Depends.
Like
sometimes
there's no way over that.
Sometimes they can. Other times they wouldn't. I don't
know what you mean by sometimes, but
yeah. So when you go through transition, like medical transition, typically you're going to have induced enough intersex conditions into your body to where you couldn't be labeled female, or you wouldn't be labeled male in any phenotypic sense, right? Enough of your sex traits are going to be considered female that you would be labeled a female, because that's just how we determine sex.
So you're talking like hormones and stuff.
Yeah, sex is determined by 5 categories. It's going to be chromosomes, hormones, internal and external genitalia, and then gonads. And typically you can change enough of that to where you'd be labeled female. So like, yeah, I don't know why I wouldn't
Wouldn't it matter at which point in their life to take hormones though? Because I mean, look at me. I'm a 6'7" big ass dude. And if I were to start taking, I'm not mocking trans people here, but I were to start taking female hormones because I wanted to transition to, like, I came out as trans, would that not work for me.
Well, sure. Let me
I don't
ask
know
you
how
a
that would
question.
work,
Let me
but I
ask you a
have to.
question. If there was somebody who was born, who was like assigned female at birth, right? They're born AFAB, and they grow up just naturally to be 6'7". Let's say they grow up to be like 300 pounds of pure muscle. Should we bar them too?
Yeah. No. They
Why
still
not?
be identified. Well, I see you got me. You got me in a loop,
they
man.
have those, but they have those physical advantages that you're saying are too disadvantageous, right? So my whole thing with the advantage conversation is we can have it. I think there is a question of fairness in sports sometimes, as much as I personally don't care because I just don't give a shit about sports like that. There is a conversation of fairness. And if we're going to have it, we have to have it equally across the board. Like if you're going to say like a trans woman who is male, who might be male, because some aren't and some are, a trans woman shouldn't be able to compete because they have like an advantage from being male. What about all the other advantages that other people have? Like I personally, maybe Michael Phelps shouldn't be allowed to swim against other people. Homie is literally built different. Like, going up against Michael Phelps, you are at a disadvantage inherently because of the way his body is built. So if we're going to say that disadvantages like that don't matter, I don't know why a disadvantage of like the way you're born should matter across the board.
I guess I never really looked at it like that, man.
Yeah. But again, I just don't give a shit about sports. I say throw everybody into a fucking ring and whoever comes out victorious comes out victorious. I personally don't give a shit.
But I guess you've changed my view with that because, like I said, I didn't look at it from that point of view. But I guess my view used to be is like, oh well, the trans women we see winning like the Olympics or whatever other categories they're in sports and shit. It's like they don't seem to have like, even tried to start transitioning into a female, but then again,
so that's,
if you look at them,
I think that's mostly untrue. Most sporting agencies have like a 2-year HRT requirement.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know
Which
that.
I don't think is necessarily necessary. Again, I would love to see all sports besides probably fighting sports just make it all co-ed. Who cares? I guarantee there are women competing in the WNBA who are better than a lot of the men in the NBA, especially like people like I won't name names, that'll just be mean. But like I just don't see a reason personally to keep sports split by gender. It's just how we've been doing it. I just don't see a reason to.
Well, I don't see a reason either. Honestly, it may just come down to weak-minded men who like feel inferior if they lost to a woman.
Oh, 100%. Why is chess separated by gender? Like that tells you all. That tells me all I need to fucking know right there. It's men got pissed off. They were fucking losing.
Yeah, like that's fucking stupid. I didn't even know that chess was separate by gender. Are you kidding me?
So many things. Why so many things? Competitive fucking darts is split by gender. Pool. Competitive billiards is split by gender sometimes. It doesn't make any sense.
No, that's a bit wild. Like there would be no reason for them to segregate people based on gender if it's not like something physical. Mm-hmm. Like you said, fighting. Now, like with me, I don't play sports. I hate sports just as much as you. I think they're fucking boring. Now I know women, and any woman who wants to come to me and play sports, they probably whoop my ass, dude. But like, I don't know. I guess I wasn't looking at it the same way you did.
Yeah. I just like the reasoning for things to be consistent. Like if you're saying, it's about fairness, then I say every sport or in every category needs to be about fairness. Otherwise, I don't know why we make some fair and some not. But that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. So like you said, man, there could be you don't know people. Like, say, if you think you're going to whip someone's ass, it's like, oh, it's a girl, I'm going to win. It's like, no, she could probably outrun your ass.
Every woman could probably beat me in every sport. Like,
dude.
I just call fucking. I'm not a sports person. I'll get my ass whipped by all of them. But like, obviously, when you look at sports and you look at like obviously, people will always bring this up to me. Like, so you think women can beat LeBron James? Most men can't beat LeBron James. So like, what does it matter? It's not like I think fucking Caitlin Clark's gonna put up way more of a fucking contest against him than I am. Like, so, I just don't see the point in caring. Just fucking free for all it. It's more fun. I want to watch death matches.
Yeah. Okay. You know how some I don't know if this is true or not, but I read that in the Olympics that e-gaming was going to become an event. Do you think that would be separated by gender?
If they split up esports by gender, I might rage quit. Low key. That would be my 13th reason. That was just stupid.
Yeah. I think girls might be afraid because every time they mention that they're a female, their fucking Discord chat blows up.
Yeah, if that's the reason, but like, that'd just be weird.
It would be. It would be fucking stupid.
But yeah.
I mean that even really wouldn't be fair. That's like, what?
I just think sports are inherently an unfair thing. You want to see who's the best, and I don't care what gender that person is. I just want to know who's the best at this. Who is the best person at ball throw far event? That's all I care about.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's like this, like with the esports thing. Like when I was in college, and it was around the time Smash Bros. Ultimate came out. So
I do want to say real quick. Somebody did say they might split because some women don't want to play with men. That's a valid reason. If that's the reason why they split it by gender, valid.
Well, yeah, that is valid because men become fucking aggressive.
I do. I get misogynistic as shit when I notice a woman in the lobby. I'm just kidding, chat. I'm just kidding. Relax.
But I know. Anyway, so I would go to the competitions that this quote unquote game club would have, and it'd be like 4 people, and I would whoop their ass. I'd go in there. There was this one time my friend, she's a female, came in there, and I mean, she just wiped the ground with my ass, dude.
A female what?
You didn't get a chance, bro.
Sorry, what you said? She's a female what?
She's a female. She's a friend of mine, a female.
Yeah, but a female what?
A female human.
Oh, okay. So she was a woman, or like a man.
Yeah. I'm a little hard now, so it's like my vocabulary is going to be all over the place. But well, yeah, man, you've changed my mind on that, and I thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, man, good talk. Catch you later, buddy.
All right, catch you later. It's been a while since I hit him with the female what. It's been a while since I hit people with that. That was the last call on the list, guys. Where are all the callers? Come on, man. 219-327-8005. Where are you guys at? Lisa changed his mind, right? Where my girl gamers at? National Girl Gamer Day. Dude, I've been playing Dying Light. Like it's my off-stream game is what I've been playing. I've never played it before. Gotta fuck with it. It's not a bad game. Because I have to have an off-stream game. Because like, and if we don't get a call by 2:45, we'll probably go and finish Dispatch. Javon, can you do a video on what council communism means to you? I might not be a council communist anymore. And right now I'm studying between, I'm researching mutualism a little bit. Where can I find this stream? Like my gaming stream? That'll be on Twitch when I say 2:45, I mean 2 hours and 45 minutes into stream. I'm looking at a timer of how long the stream's been going, so that's what I... 219-327-8005. Where them damn conservatives at? Are conservatives so scared? What's mutualism? Mutualism is like, it's not technically a form of socialism, but like it might as well be a form of socialism. Let me read you this little thing real quick. I'm still researching it, so I haven't made a decision whether or not I'm fucking with mutualism yet. So mutualism is, where is it? An economic system based on voluntary cooperation, shared benefit, and no exploitation. It's a form of anarchist thought. Workers own and manage labor. There's no bosses, no landlords. Exchange is based on fair value. And there's an emphasis on like unions and stuff. So it's not, it's not like vastly different from like what I have been doing, like what I have been believing. But I like to learn about these other little things just in case. Das Freilock, thank you for resubscribing with your Amazon Prime for 3 months. Oxygen Gaming, thank you for subscribing with Amazon Prime. LMM, thank you for resubscribing with Prime. Thank you guys over on Twitch. So if anybody else wants to debate, man, but y'all gotta stop. You know what you have to stop doing? Stop debating people in the comments, because that they're gonna get their debate fix by you debating them in the comments. Just ignore people trying to debate in the comments. Tell them to call in. Jovan, can we talk about your gamer girl misogyny? No. That's how misogynistic I am. I won't talk about it. What? I have to get a dresser. I have to get a whole furniture set. I have so much I have to fucking buy for this new house, dude. Said my name correctly. I'm so very happy right now. Well, yeah, your name is Frylock. I watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force, man. Come on. Come on now. Tomorrow's stream will be an earlier stream. Tomorrow we're looking at probably noon for stream. So we'll see if we can't get some more debates during that. Although we got quite a few today. It was just mostly theist debates. Are you in Christ right now? I'm in Christ every night, bro. Christ and me are like this, homie. Just kidding. Yeah, I'll admit, I can't go back and watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I don't think it's funny. Well, that's not true. Almost everything Meatwad says is still fucking hilarious. Anyway, what's up? I guess we're out of calls today. Guess the conservatives are too afraid. They're too scared. That's fine. You know what I haven't figured out? What type of chairs I want for my dining room table. I have a real hard time picking a chair. What's you guys' favorite style of chair? Weird question, I know, but I need to know what style of chair I should have. Vico9588, thank you for becoming a tier 1 member on YouTube. D20, thank you for becoming a tier 1 member on YouTube. Fuzzy Logic, thank you for being a tier 2 member. I wonder how theists would react if you assured them as a bona fide communist that Jesus was clearly preaching communism in the context. They get pissed off. Demon Zell, thank you for becoming a member, tier 1 member for 5 months. WU. Barbara Bear, thank you for becoming a tier 2 member. Can you say hi to my friend Geniuses? Hi, Geniuses. Your friend is a yapper, hardcore. As a fat guy, chairs do not like me. Fucking same, dude. Barstool height chairs. No. I need chairs for like a dining room table. Well, it looks like we're going to just be ending stream on Twitch playing Dispatch is what it looks like, because we have no more calls. No more calls. Wow. We're out of calls. Wow. Damn autocorrect. It's Genesis. Oh, hi, Genesis. Your friend's a yapper. When do my headphones get here? When I am able to send them. Fam, I'm sorry. With the move, I've not been able to send them. I have them boxed up. I have both you and Vel's headphones boxed up. So. Am I in Midwest, baby? Nah, G. New York, BB. New York, baby boy. When are you announcing the watch winners? I mean, be Renese, it's gonna be you. YouTube, I didn't know that's not giving me watch hours, so I can't really make I don't think we can do YouTube. But if we're just looking at nobody has given me a higher watch time for Twitch than you, be Renese. So far you're in the lead. At what was your watch hours? 389 hours watched. Yeah, I don't think anyone's beating that. We haven't played bingo in a while. That's true. It's just because I'm usually so tired that the bingo is not as fun. You know what I want? We should create a bingo. You know what we should do? We should do bingo with those like YouTube soap operas that I love so much. You guys don't understand how much I love watching YouTube soap operas. They're so funny. They're so fucking funny. YouTube has a year in review thing, but it's like gives you the amount of videos. It doesn't tell you the watch hours. That's what I want to see. Them conservatives is scared, bro. All right, right, we're gonna switch over to Twitch. We're gonna go hang out on Twitch for the remainder of stream. Probably finish up Dispatch, low-key. There's 5 episodes, right? If there's 5 episodes of Dispatch, then we should be towards the end, right? I don't remember what episode we're on. I think we're on episode 4. We're gonna go over to Twitch. We're gonna play Dispatch. There's 8? I thought I was almost done with the game. We're gonna go over to Twitch, probably play Dispatch. Shout out to YouTube. Thank you for being here. We're gonna be back YouTube tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, probably around 12. So catch us then. I might only do vertical tomorrow just to see if that gets us more debaters. So we'll be back YouTube. Thank you for watching. Come join us on. Oh, I gotta read all the super chats. My bad. Super chats. Super chats. Super chats. Super chats. I gotta read the super chats. First up on the super chat list, Ashley Taylor said, "Racists can face the wall." Agreed. Dark Silver Cloud said, "Hebrew fishermen with no access to education were not only able to read and write, but they also somehow knew how to write in Greek prose. The gospel being eyewitness accounts is ridiculous and contradicted by every fact." So fucking true. That's a really good point too. Glam Pixie said, "ChatGPT, give me an argument for Bible magic." Oh my God. Ruthless Calculus 6613 saying, "Please get him out of here." And I did. We got another one from the Trans Kitchen, said, pay to eat, and we yeeted. Balthazar said, "Frank Turk was a dinosaur hunter in the late 90s. Yeet him," and we yeeted. Zelda's phone battery said, "Just watch the therapist crash out video about trans people. Holy shit, a massage therapist. It's the greatest. It might be the greatest stream moment of the year, truthfully." Demon Zell said, "Dude can't have any sort of conversation without preaching, and it's boring." I agree. Balthazar said, the Midianites haven't been relevant since Brawl. SS tier to nope, yeet. Oh my God, guys. Irreverent Hippie said, "There's actually is a good reason to be MAGA, to prove your parents are cousins." Holy shit! And then the Duke of New York said, "Here's my tip of the day, Jovan." Well, thank you so much. Thank you. Then Ayla Urse said, "What time zone are you in?" I'm in Eastern Standard. I'm in that Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys so much for super chats. Thank you for watching. We're gonna move to Twitch. If you want to come hang out with us on Twitch, feel free. We're gonna play Dispatch most likely. So thank you. And I will see you over there. TT motherfucking FN. Bye, YouTube. Hi, Twitch. I really think I